Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
It sounds pretty bad.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me plug it in.
Jorge, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, better. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You like my t-shirt?
Title Tuesday, I do. You should have one made for all of us.
No, I'm not spending money on you guys.
Okay, I'll give you the money.
I need mine V-neck, George. V-neck.
You can do it on your own.
It makes me appear slimmer.
I'm not spending
Yeah, I have
money.
a short neck, so.
Me too.
So Felicia, your friend is gonna announce that she's gonna raffle, but we do it at the end so people can stay.
Okay, is she here yet?
Francine Arredondo.
Yes. Okay, so you want me to introduce her at the end or in the beginning?
We're gonna at the beginning, but she's not gonna talk until
Raffle
the
until
end.
the end. Oh, have her talk at the end.
Yeah, otherwise people are not gonna stay.
Okay. Francine. Hi, Francine. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry.
We're actually going to have you present everything at the end. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
That works.
no. Francine, you're gonna talk at the end, but you're gonna at the beginning. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes, and you're gonna say, "Guys, I'm from your name of the company. I'm gonna raffle something. Please mention what you're gonna raffle because that's the way they're gonna stay." And
Okay.
so at the end, you can talk and you can raffle.
Okay. Is that when you would like me to discuss more about the?
Yeah. At the end, you discuss more about your products.
Okay, I can do that. No problem.
But at the beginning, you're gonna say that you're gonna raffle.
Right. Okay.
Perfect. All right.
We're gonna start in 2 minutes. We always wait until 1:05. So I'm gonna meet everybody at 1. Then at 1:05, we're gonna start. I have a guest speaker, Camila. She's gonna speak first for like 5 minutes. Then I have the main speaker that's gonna talk for like 40 minutes.
So do you want me to introduce anybody or no? Just read the ground rules.
You know what? Can you call Anthony and tell Anthony what's the name of the speaker? Because I don't see him on.
Michael, is it Pyberg?
I'm on the call.
Oh, Tony, what's the name of the guy?
Michael.
Did you see him?
No, not yet. Yeah, he's at the end. Yeah, I'll admit him.
Okay.
Okay, boss.
Yes.
So you're going to take over? Do you want me to just read the ground rules or no?
No, you're gonna do the ground rules and all that. So you and Tony. I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Malaysia's handling it today.
I don't
okay.
talk.
When do you want me to, Camila? Is it Camila?
Camila is gonna be first. What's the name of your company, Camila?
Velasquez.
Velasquez? Okay,
Got
I'll
it.
introduce you. Camila?
Cami.
Yep.
Just say Cami. They
Cami?
get confused with Camila. Uh-huh.
Okay, okay. Cami.
Okay, I'm gonna meet everybody.
Okay.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Welcome to Title Tuesday. We're gonna start at 1:05, so we're gonna give 5 minutes for the ones that are late. I want to thank everybody for being here. We're gonna go back to Title Tuesday. We're starting again today, and next week we have a great speaker. So we're gonna start in 5 minutes. Michael, are you here on the call?
Yes, sir. I sure am. Can you hear me okay?
How are you, Michael?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Doing much better. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we have 4 more minutes, guys. 4 more minutes to start. Javi? Yeah, I got your text. All right, guys, we have 3 minutes to start. 3 minutes to start. Javi, we have a lot of people now. Do you want to talk now, Javi? Javier Munoz from Down Exterminators.
Sure, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Thank you. Well, Jorge, I'm so glad to be back and see you nice and healthy. Thank you so much for continuing to host the Title Tuesdays. In regards to termite, guys, Downey Exterminators, been around for 16 years. We service all of Southern California from the beach area to San Bernardino Riverside. For all your termite needs, please give us a chance. Thank you. Email, easy, downeyexterminators@gmail.com. downeyexterminators@gmail.com. Thank you.
All right, now we have another guest speaker today, but she's going to talk at the end. Francine, can you tell us what you're going to do? I love free stuff, so I like when somebody's giving free stuff.
Everyone loves something for free, right? So stick around for the end of the meeting because we are going to be raffling off a piece of Cutco. Those of you who don't know what Cutco is, I'll tell you more about what we do with that, but stick around so you have your chance to win a free piece of Cutco at the end of the meeting.
I like that. All right, Cami, we have another speaker before Michael, the main speaker. Cami, can you tell us a little bit about your company? Let me give you a background. My wife owns a store here in the city of Downey that I call the hobby because that store was not making money. It was more like a hobby. Every month we're losing money with the store. So I approached this company and first I was a little scared about approaching this company because they did a campaign for us in the city of Downey, single family resident, everybody in Downey, and it was super cheap. I was like little concerned because it was way too cheap, but it worked perfect. So that store went from being a hobby to finally making money. But then the pandemic hit, so we closed the store right now. So it's closed. So it's back to a hobby, but that's thanks to the pandemic. So Cami, can you tell us about your company, please?
Hi, everyone. Nice. Thanks, Jorge, for having me here. Let me just talk a little bit about my company. I won't take much time. I work for a nationwide company called Velasquez, and anything that you want to mail, direct mail, we can do for you. Some of the things that we do are, and I'm just going to show you really quickly, direct mail postcards. We do everything for you. We design, we print, and we mail. So once we do all of that, you don't have to worry about it. All you have to tell me is where you want to mail the postcards. I have a mapping system that I can go ahead and create scenarios. And I've worked already with a few realtors in California, and we'll work back and forth with this mapping system that I have, and we can mail them. Not only do I have postcards, but I have different inserts. So I have different sizes, inserts, and just different materials. Some of them are a little thinner than the postcards. Some of that are a lot larger. Flyers, hard to see, but front and back, everything we do is full color. So that's just part of the deal. I want to throw out a quick few prices because there is nobody. We're a nationwide company, so doesn't matter where you want to mail an insert or a postcard, we can do that for you. I just want to throw out some quick numbers for you. If you wanted to mail, this is our, I like to call it our most expensive piece, our direct mail postcard. It is only 18.5 cents per piece. That's everything. That's designed, mail, printed, out the door. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call right here. Can't talk. That's it. 18.5 cents per piece. So just let me just give you quick numbers. Downey has 35,067 homes. To mail this postcard to the entire Downey, it would cost you $6,596. That's everything. Design, printed, mail. You don't have to worry about a single thing. Let's say that zip code has what we call 10 ATZs. ATZs are carrier routes. You don't want to go to a specific carrier route. That's fine. We can take that carrier route. The minimum is 10,000 homes. So if you chose just 10,000 homes in the Downey area, it would be $1,888. And this is my most expensive piece, and it's really not that expensive. You cannot buy a stamp for less than 18 cents a piece. But I have other products that work very well. Some of my inserts. Let me get my pricing here because I did the math. I have different inserts at 10.5 by 12.5 to mail to the entire Downey would be $2,559. I have a little smaller insert that is 8.5 by 11, entire 35,000 homes to Downey. It's only $1,823.
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, it's
1,000?
$1,823 for 35,000 homes.
That's the
You're
one I
covering-
did for my wife's store. There was 34,000, and that's why I was so worried because I was like, this is it's too good to be true, and it worked. It was no tricky. It was perfect.
That full collar front, back of the insert, we design it. We work with you. Obviously, I would need your logo, photograph, and we have designers. We'll design this. We'll email you a proof sheet. We'll work back and forth until you're happy with what you like the design. And then once you say, yeah, it's good to go, we mail it. Quick thing, we can mail this once every week. So that's another great thing. If there's a date that you want to try to market hit, just let me know which date, and that's when we can mail either postcards or insert on that specific date that you want to hit those homes. Again, I'm going to give you guys my cell phone. I'm on the road a lot seeing customers. Let me give you my cell phone.
Can you type it on the chat room so we have all your information, cell
Absolutely.
and email?
I'm going to give you my cell phone, my email, and I can work with you. You can call me and we can see exactly what is it that you're trying to accomplish, and I can guide you on a specific product, and we can start talking prices, what would work best, and then we'll go from there. Any questions, anything that I can answer?
If there's any questions, I will send you an email with the question and the client's information. All right?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jorge. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Don't get fooled by that last name. She speaks perfect Spanish. She's in Pittsburgh, but she speaks perfect Spanish. She was born in Mexico City. And I know that because she's my sister. All right. Guys, Felicia, go ahead, please.
Okay, everybody, so let's go ahead and get started. So let me go ahead and start with the ground rules. So please, all questions are to be entered into the chat, and questions will be asked at the end of the presentation on your behalf. Please make sure your devices are muted. And if for some reason your question is not asked or answered, you will be given the speaker's contact information so you can directly contact them. So we want to go ahead and thank all of the Pacific Coast title reps from Los Angeles to Inland Empire, Oxnard, Ventura, Orange, and San Diego for inviting all your clients. Please also make sure that if you want a copy of the presentation, to go ahead and put into the chat your name, your email, your phone number, and your Pacific Coast title rep. Please stay tuned and look out via social media and email for our next week's Title Tuesday and guest speaker, John Story, how to generate free leads that close. And with that, let me go ahead and introduce our main speaker, Michael, the Director of Research of Development and Training with Palm Agent, the #1 closing app in the real estate industry. Michael?
Good afternoon, California. Excited to be on the call with you guys and show you some of the fun stuff that we've added to the app. I went ahead and shared my screen, so you guys should be able to see that. So the biggest thing that I want to talk about with the changes that have happened to our app is 2 weeks ago, we recently released a major update that introduced so many cool new features into this tremendous tool. And so that's what I want to spend most of my time with you guys talking about, a lot of these changes and things that have been added to the app. I'm of course going to touch on the main portions, the main calculator portions of this app, just in case there are a few of you on this call that haven't gotten a chance to see my presentation yet. We want you to know how to use the app at a basic level as well, how to run your estimates and net sheets with this amazing Pacific Coast Agent app. But I definitely want to show you all the amazing new things that we've added. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on into the Pacific Coast Agent 1 app. If you don't have that, you can search your app store for Pacific Coast Agent 1.
Michael, I just make you a host.
It should.
You're a host now.
Okay, awesome. Are you guys able to see my screen?
No.
Yes.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
And it's also, people are still joining, and so I'll keep that up on my screen to admit them now that I'm a host. But so I want to show you guys first just running a net sheet and an estimate, just because that is one thing that you have to remember is extremely important with this tool. This is meant to be a calculator that you can keep in your pocket. And when you're working with those buyers and sellers and they're curious about how much they need to bring to close or what their monthly payment is going to be, or of course, for those sellers, how much they're going to walk with, this is the tool you want to have on your phone. You can run a net sheet and create a great looking professional net sheet in just a few seconds. We like to brag that you can do it in under 15 seconds. And so that's what I want to start with before I show you some of these amazing updates that we've loaded in. So I'm going to open up my app. As you can see, it's going to open up to the buyer tab down here at the bottom. That navigation bar down there at the bottom, that's how you get throughout the app. So of course, buyer tab for generating estimates, typically when you're house shopping, the seller tab for generating that great looking net sheet for your listing presentations. The calculators tab is where you'll find all of those additional calculators that we've loaded in here, ranging from a rent versus buy calculator to a loan balance calculator. So several different calculators in there. I believe there's 13 in total loaded in there, but again, we want to help you in every different facet of your business and really help you look like a pro when you're out there meeting with those buyers and sellers. Now, the premium tab, that tab with the star on it down there at the bottom, that's going to be your marketing content. So there's a subscription that you have to pay to get access to that premium portion of the app. It either costs 99 cents a month, or if you want to pay for the full year, you can pay $9.99. And like I said, that's going to give you access to a library of thousands of pieces of different content. We've got 4 different content types that really make it easy for you to market your business on social media. And like I said, most of the changes that were released in this update have to do with that premium section. So I'm really excited to get the chance to show you that. But like I said, before I jump into all that marketing content and all the cool changes there, I want to talk about the 2 programs that are going to be most useful to you, the buyer estimate and the seller net sheet. So I'll go ahead and start with the seller net sheet. So I'll press the seller tab. It's going to open up the net sheet program. And our net sheet is quick and easy thanks to all these defaults that have been loaded in. You can see that we load these defaults in to make this a quick and easy tool for you. All that's really required is to plug in a sales price, a loan balance, and an estimated closing date. With those 3 input fields, you'll be able to get to a rough estimate of how much that seller is going to be able to walk with. But I do want to point out something that's been included in this update that's really going to make this such a tremendous tool for you guys. So something that has hit the mobile version in this recent update is HomeLink. And HomeLink is going to pull tax information, and if applicable on the seller side, loan balance information as well automatically for you. So what's changed on our input screens on the buyer and seller programs here is up here at the top of the screen, you'll now find an add address button. And that's how you activate HomeLink. You plug in an address, and like I said, we're going to pull from county records the tax information, how much was spent in taxes last year, and then the loan balance information as well. Now, there's a lot of questions on how we do the loan balance information. The way that that calculation works is that from the data providers that we're pulling the tax information, we're also able to see if a loan was originated and when it was originated. So what our app will do is it'll take that loan and when it was originated, and then it'll run our calculations to amortize that loan from that day that it was originated until now, using the national average for the interest rate for that year and using a 30-year term. And so it'll calculate roughly how much is still owed on that loan that was recorded. So really cool feature there. Again, all you have to do is plug in an address to activate that. If you type in an address, I'll go ahead and use something down here. There's not going to be any loan balance information, but it will pull tax information, so you'll get to see how that works. It's going to pull up this home link screen where it'll show the tax information, and below it, if there's any loan balance information available as well, that'll also show on this screen. And when you press that done button right there, it's going to automatically just load it right there into your property taxes. So again, a really useful feature that has been introduced to this new version of the app that went live 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to plug in a sales price. Let's say that, you know, they're looking to sell the house for about $620, and we could go in there and adjust the closing date and any of these defaults, but I'm going to keep them the same for simplicity reasons, and I'm just going to hit compute. When you press compute, you'll of course get that result screen where it's going to show you how much that seller is going to walk with, given the sales price, the loan balance, the taxes owed, or the tax credit, depending on what time of year that they actually close. We're actually going to calculate that tax amount automatically. And then of course the closing costs. After all that, the seller's looking to walk with about $579,000 here. So it's really easy to get to this net number when you're trying to work that listing presentation with that seller that you're meeting with. Now, all the stuff I always usually like to talk about is available here. So you can press the detailed closing costs and you can go in there and edit your closing costs. One of the things that makes this such an amazing tool for you guys is that the Pacific Coast title team has worked hard to preload in the fees that you typically need. And that's going to be both on buyer and seller. And so when you're giving these estimates, you're actually getting really close thanks to all that back end work that the Pacific Coast title team has done. But again, you can always dial these numbers in a bit further if you want. And pressing that detailed closing costs, that'll pull up any fees that are being associated with that scenario that you ran. And then you can always press that edit button in the top right corner to dial that in. Now, the other thing I want to kind of get you accustomed to in regards to navigating your app is whenever you're on a results screen, if you look up at the top of the screen, there's a blue bar that's going to show you additional results screens that you can swipe over to. So here on the seller results screen, you can see that I can swipe over to that multiple offers tool on the left where I can compare up to 12 different offers. And then on the right side, there's a holding cost calculator that you can use on that unrealistic seller to show them how much they're paying in taxes and insurance, in some cases interest, while that house is sitting on the market. So really cool calculations can be accessed by swiping right or left on your results screens, and you'll be able to see what additional calculator results are available by looking up that blue bar at the top of your screen. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump on over to the buyer side. I want to go through that real quick and show you how great these printouts look when you create them. But again, plugging in a home price. We've loaded in all these defaults, so all you really need to do is plug in a home price when you're house shopping with that buyer. I'll stick with that same price of $620,000. I plug that in and I can just press compute down here to get to my results. I can tell that buyer after just plugging in a home price and hitting compute, I can tell them what they're going to be spending monthly and what they do need to bring to close on that home. Now, just like I showed you on the seller side, we do have that home link feature available here on the buyer side for pulling tax information on a specific home. And so all you have to do is plug in that address up there in the top left corner, and that will activate that home link feature and pull those taxes for you. Now, another thing that I always like to mention, this is really important for you, again, because of all the work that the title team, the Pacific Coast title team has put into this, is that we've got different loan types. The drop down arrow next to where it says loan type is where you can toggle between different loan types. So if you're trying to run an FHA or VA or an all cash deal, any of those different loan types is available by hitting that drop down arrow shown right there. Now I'm going to keep the rest of my input screen the same, and I'm going to go ahead and hit that compute button. And just like it did on the seller side, it's going to take me to a nice clean result screen here. On the buyer side, by plugging in that home price and hitting compute, I'm able to tell that buyer that, hey, this $620,000 home with 10% down, you're actually looking at spending about $33.51 a month, and you have to bring about 77 grand, close to 78,000 to close on this home. So there's no quicker way for you to really look like a professional by estimating for your clients. And a lot of times we hear that, hey, you know, I don't like to estimate. I like to have my lender handle all the numbers. And the thing I say to that is, hey, you're adding such value to that interaction with your buyer by being able to estimate. Yeah, that buyer might have been pre-approved for 700,000, but not every house that they look at is going to be 700,000. They're going to be house shopping with you, looking at different price points, and you being able to estimate for them and say, hey, you know, we need to get with the lender for the final numbers, but this 630 house that we're looking at, it's going to cost you about this much a month, and the 670 house we're about to go look at, that one's going to cost you more like this much a month. You're adding so much value to that interaction with your buyer by being able to estimate with them. Yes, we understand the lender's going to handle the pre-approval and have his hands in the final numbers, but you're adding so much value to that interaction with your client by being able to estimate so close with all the fees that have been preloaded in. Now, again, mentioning that blue bar at the top, there are additional result screens that you can swipe over to. The loan details on the right side is where you'll find all the loan details and an amortization schedule down there at the bottom of the screen. But on the left side, we've got a smart compare tool, which is a loan comparison. So we can actually go in there and compare multiple loans. And the app is actually going to automatically create 2 compared loans based on savings. So that's why we call it smart compare, is that based on your initial scenario, this top gray scenario, depending on what you put onto that input screen, we're going to create automatically 2 additional scenarios for you to show that buyer some purchase options. All right, swiping back over to my estimate results, I do want to talk about sending this off to your client, because it's not just about getting the results, but it's also about displaying them to the client that you're working with. And so we do have great looking reports that are available for our calculators. If you press the share icon in the top right corner, that's where you'll find options to send this over to your client. Now, send full report is the one I want to go into. That's included for free. But after I do that, I do want to mention the geo reports, which requires a subscription of premium. And I'll get into what those geo reports are. But as I said before, I want to mention and I want to show you the send full report option first. So I'm going to press send full report. And just like that, it's going to create a great looking report for me that really makes me look like a pro when I'm sending this over to my client and talking about all the costs involved in the purchase of this home. We've got all the loan information on the first screen, and the second screen, we've got all those closing costs itemized out. You'll notice that it's got my branding on here as well. We can put in a logo, a photo, personal information, company information. You can add things like your MLS number and all of that to your account to automatically have your reports branded. Now, I do want to mention adding your photo and your logo to your account, it does require that you're a premium subscriber. That's something that compliance made us do to eliminate any risk of co-advertising. So that's meant to protect you, to protect the lovely folks there at Pacific Coast Title. So if you want to add your photo and logo to your account, you're going to have to be a premium subscriber. But I promise you, there is so much value that you're getting for that 99 cents a month that really adding your photo and logo to your account is just an afterthought when it comes to that premium subscription. Now, a few things have changed on the printout preview screen here that we're looking at for those of you who are joining the call and have already seen a lot of this app. Now, changes that went live recently is first in the bottom left corner, that's where you'll find the different template options. So if I click on templates, that's where I can scroll through and see different template options for my estimate here. And like I said before, all 6 of these styles shown here that are found in the normal estimate, the full report option, these are included for free for you. So if you've got a certain style that you like, you can choose that style and it'll open up to that style every time, but some of these styles have added customization features. You can change the color theme on some of them. Really cool stuff there. Again, they make for really professional looking pieces of correspondence when you're sending the numbers over to that client. Now, in the bottom right corner of your preview screen, that's where you'll find the customize options. And I just want to mention quickly that we do have the ability to translate this to several different languages. This is one of the ones that has a color option here, so we can change the theme of our report. And of course, we can edit our profile if we wanted to change our photo and logo, and we can edit our property details as well. In the property details, you can go in and add photos to your estimate. You can add an address, add client name, notes, all of that good stuff. You can even attach video links to your estimate so that if you're sending that client over the estimate, you can also include that 3D tour for them. So really cool stuff there in regards to these printouts and what you can do to them. Now I'm going to press the back button up there in the top left corner. And before I jump into premium, I want to quickly mention the calculators tab. As I said before, we try to make every different calculation imaginable to help you guys in your business. And so all of those can be found here in your calculators tab. You know, like I mentioned before, we do have that rent versus buy calculator that compares renting versus buying over the long term. You know, we take a lot of things into account when we're comparing renting and buying. Rent rising, homes appreciating, annual tax savings that you get for being a homeowner, maintenance costs that are involved when talking about owning a home. All of that is included so that when we're comparing renting versus buying, we're actually getting a really close estimate of that comparison. So really cool stuff in there. There's some reverse calculations like monthly affordability and sell to net. Those allow you to do a net sheet or an estimate the other way. You know, monthly affordability, you can start that estimate off by how much that buyer is looking to spend monthly, and then show them what priced home they could be looking at based on that monthly payment. And then of course, the sell to net is the reverse calculation of a net sheet, being able to start with a goal that a seller has and run the numbers backwards to tell them, hey, I'll have to sell your house for $780 for you to walk with that $100,000 that you're wanting. You know, there's so much value in you being able to approach these conversations with buyers and sellers in different ways. Now, the reason I wanted to touch on this calculators tab before we get into the premium is that I want to mention that everything in the buyer, seller, and calculators tab, aside from adding your photo and logo to your account, the geo reports, which I'll get to those in just a second, and the two iBuyer calculators at the top. Everything else in these three tabs are being provided to you guys for free by the lovely folks there at Pacific Coast Title. So they really see a lot of value in these tools and want to help you with your business. And so definitely show them some appreciation when you get the chance, because they are working hard to provide all of this value to you guys in these several different calculators. Now, I mentioned wanting to go into premium, and since geo reports is something that's included in premium, I'm going to jump back to that buyer tab and get back to our buyer results and press the share icon in the top right corner so that I can find that send geo report option there. The send geo report option is going to be your second option here in your share sheet for your estimate. But the geo reports are a really cool estimate style. Now let me press send geo report, and it's going to create a report here for me. Now the geo reports, like I said, they're like an estimate, except for they're pulling geo-specific data as well. So you'll have to add an address up there in the top left corner. So I can go in and plug in an address, or I can press this arrow if I'm standing there at the property and I want to pull the address for that property that I'm standing at. But by pressing that address, adding that address in, it's going to pull all that geo-specific data. It's going to let me know convenience information from Google, how close that grocery store or gym is. Schools, not only how close they are, but also the ratings that they get on greatschools.org. Restaurants within a 5-mile radius provided by Yelp, internet speeds and providers available to that address. This is some really valuable information that nowadays clients are looking at when they're looking at a house. They want to know if this house has fiber internet. Can I stream everything that I want? Can I work from home? Can the kids do schoolwork and it not mess with the streaming Netflix? You know, all of that is really important information. So being able to show them what kind of internet speeds they get at that address is just some really valuable information when marketing a listing. And then of course, a walk score and a sound score is also going to be included on this geo report. Now, the geo reports, we do have several different styles of the geo reports that can be accessed by pressing that templates button there. This style, the second style, I'll go ahead and click on it. This is an example of one of the new ones that was introduced in this recent update. We're really trying to gear these geo reports towards the audience that you guys will be presenting them to. So we've got a style that's geared more towards families. As you can see right here, we also have a style that's geared more towards millennials. So we're really trying to hone these in by really tailoring them to a specific clientele. So this is the family report style that address, you know, parks and recreations. And of course, it's got the family graphic up there at the top. Now, the geo reports is also something that can be accessed in the premium section. So let me go ahead and close out of here and click on that premium tab and talk about the changes that have been made to that premium section of the app. Now, the premium section, like I said, this is going to cost you 99 cents a month, or if you want to pay for the full year, you can pay $9.99. And one more thing that I want to mention about this is that we give a 30-day trial. You know, if you subscribe to this premium section, we're not going to charge you until that 31st day. So you can go in there and try it out for those 30 days. And if you're not getting the value that I promise you will be getting, then you can always cancel your subscription. But you can use this for 30 days without actually being charged. But this is going to be that library of content that helps you market your business. Now, we do have 4 main categories of premium content. We've actually added one since the older version. With this update that went live 2 weeks ago, we added a new type of premium content. But the 4 categories are infographics, filters or lenses, personalized videos, this is the new category, and then lead gen calculators. So these are the 4 different types of content. And there's a wide variety of different types of those content, but those are the 4 main categories. At the top of your premium section, this is where you'll find a featured card section. You can swipe through and see some of the new content that we're promoting. One of the things that we're going to be introducing, well, we actually did for this month, is a January featured monthly marketing package, and we'll have another one for February. But we know that having such a large library of content can be overwhelming, and so we wanted to cherry pick a few pieces of content that are relevant for this month. And so for January, we have the filter for January. It's this the perfect house to chill, contact me for assistance lens here. We do have an infographic that we've chosen for you, which is a winter themed, it's a great time to sell infographic. The lead gen calculator, a trend that we've seen lately is upsizing, selling your home to buy a new home. So we actually included a sell to buy calculator as the calculator for that monthly marketing package. And then we have a personalized video that has been selected for you guys as well. Now you can continue swiping and see additional pieces of content. And by clicking on any of these, it'll take you to that specific piece of content. So that's one of the major changes that we made to this premium section, is adding that featured card section up there at the top of the screen. Now, I'm going to go ahead and dive into these different content types. And so first, I'm going to point out infographics. Now, infographics are dynamic flyers that you can use to convey certain topics to consumers. So whenever something happens in the industry, for example, interest rates hit historical lows, or we're experiencing low inventory, all these different things that happen in the industry, we'll take those stats and create flyers that help you convey what that means to the consumer. And we design these to be relevant to the consumer, but you can swipe through and see all of the 8.5 by 11 ones that are available to you. So these are normal printout styles of these infographics. Now, if I press that See All button, it's going to show you additional categories. And this is something that we've introduced that is huge. We have the standard ones that I was just showing you up here at the top, but you'll also see that we've got Facebook post, Instagram story. Scrolling down, I'll find Instagram post and Facebook story as well. So we've taken some of those popular infographics and divided them up to more to be a little bit more digestible on social media. So we'll take one infographic and cut it up into 4, 5, 6 different pieces so that an agent can use that for their story or for a post on Facebook or Instagram. Now, I mentioned it earlier, but I want to, dive a little bit deeper into the fact that these are dynamic. A lot of times you'll see a flyer that just doesn't connect. It doesn't use numbers that are relatable. Well, our infographics are dynamic. You can put numbers in that actually speak to a specific client or to your market specifically. So the way this will work is you'll get to browse this huge library of different marketing pieces, and then you can go into the calculator that corresponds with that piece and edit the numbers that piece is showing. And in regards to the different types here, I do want to point out that we've optimized these for the different platforms. So you'll see that we've got the Facebook post one here, and the one for Instagram post looks similar. But you'll notice down there at the bottom, it's got a little swipe left indicator. That's because on Instagram, you can actually swipe through the content. So we've actually optimized the Instagram post version to be used as a post on Instagram. Now, the other thing that we've done to each of these different pieces of content, if you look at this little indicator right here in the top right corner of the pieces of content, that's going to show if it's a multi-part infographic. So like I said, we've divided some of them up into 6, 7, 8 different pieces. That'll show you if they've been turned into a multi-part infographic. So I'm going to click on the Instagram post multi-part infographic. When I click on that, it's going to open it up. It'll explain what a multi-part infographic is there with that pop-up. But then when it loads it up, you can then scroll through and see the different pieces of this specific piece of content for my Instagram post. Now, I wanted to stop on this last screen because you'll see that we also have branding. This is going to be automatically branded for me, and we've got little indicators that point to the correct platform. So since this is the Instagram version, it's going to point to where they like it, where they share it, where they save it. So this will line up for Instagram specifically. Now, I do want to mention one thing that you have to do when you're trying to share this. When you press the share button, it's going to give you options for sharing. Now, if you're trying to share the whole set, there's a little process that you have to go through. If you were to just choose Facebook or Instagram, it's just going to post the one image that you're looking at. But if you're trying to post them all as a set, you would press Save All. What that's going to do is it's going to save it to your camera roll, and then you can open up Instagram, make a post, and select those 6 different pieces. So that's really important to know if you're trying to share these multi-part infographics as a full set. All right, so that is the infographics. And like I said, that one was static, so I didn't have to change any numbers. But if I click on one and it takes me into a calculator, let's click on this, for example. This is the social media version of that infographic that I showed you, that geo report. So this one needs an address and it needs a home price to be relevant. Well, what happens is it's going to open up a preview of this infographic, and then I'll see a continue button down there at the bottom. When I press continue, that's going to then take me into the calculator that corresponds with this infographic. So this one, I need to put in a home price. I'll just say 620. And then I also need to add an address because this is a geo report. So I'll add an address up there at the top. I'll just click on that address and it's going to tell me that I can pull the tax information. But once I've loaded those two things in and I hit compute, it's now going to tailor, it's going to build this infographic to that specific information. So that's where I mentioned that these infographics are dynamic and can be customized. This one now has the $6.20 price point on there instead of that example price that we were looking at earlier. And it's pulled that specific data about the address that I plugged in. The address that I plugged in, it's going to pull data for that address specifically. And that'll work for all of the different pieces of this infographic. So that's the infographics section. Really cool stuff there. Definitely urge you to take a look at what's available in that infographic section. We loaded in over 100 new pieces when we released this update. So definitely take a chance and go through that and look at some of the cool stuff that's available there. Now, in regards to lenses, this is where you can take a photo and have a fun frame around it. But we have made some changes in regards to these lenses as well. Here, you'll also want to press that See All button. But the biggest change that we've made to these lenses is that we've got portrait style for them as well. You'll see at the top, there's different versions. Facebook post is, of course, going to be squared. But if I were to go to Instagram story, that's where we'll then find portrait versions of these lenses. And the other change that we made to these lenses is if you click on one, you'll see that we can now do video. So if I want to switch over to this video option, I can actually record a video. So if your agent wants to stand in front of their house and say, hey, you guys, I'm at 3716 Verde Drive and I want you guys to come visit me for this open house, they can actually record a video with these lenses and post it to social media. So really cool stuff there in regards to changes that have been made to the lenses. Now, personalized videos, that is the new category of content that we've introduced in this update. I'm not going to play the video on this Zoom call because it's going to be, it'll probably be really glitchy over the Zoom call and the audio won't be good. But I want to scrub through it and get to the end where I'll show you that it throws branding on there. So we've got your profile information where you've got a photo, logo, and contact information. We're going to pull that information automatically and brand these videos for you. So a really amazing new content type that has been introduced. I urge you to go check out those 4 videos that are available to you, branded for you in your app right now. And then the last category, probably one of the most underrated types of content that we've got is the lead gen calculators. Lead gen calculators are calculators for the consumers, but they're meant to generate leads for you guys. They're meant for the agents to gather leads from the consumers who interact with those calculators. So you can post these calculators to Facebook, have your friends and family share them, and then any of those curious consumers who click on those calculators and fill that out, we're actually going to send you their contact information. And one of the biggest things that we've been pushing lately is this upsizing. This is something that we've seen trending is with all the COVID stuff. People are wanting a larger home. If they're going to be stuck at home, they want a larger home. They want an office that's nice for them to spend a lot of their time in. They want more space for the kids to run around. And so we've seen this trend of people upsizing. And that's also partially to blame because of these low interest rates that we've been seeing. Well, with this upsizing calculator, it'll actually take them through the steps. You can post this to your Facebook and say, hey, thinking about something bigger, it might be time to upsize. Let's see if it'll work for you. And you can post this to your Facebook, and then those consumers can go through the process of upsizing themselves. If we click on the thumbnail that shows here, it will actually show us a preview of what that lead gen calculator will look like. And since this is a new one, I want to walk you through the steps of what this consumer-facing upsize calculator is actually going to look like. So first, it's going to ask them what they think their home is worth. We all know roughly how much our home is worth. We can look up on Zillow and see homes in that neighborhood and know how much our home is worth. So the consumer would plug in what they think their home is worth, how much they still owe. So let's just say I still owe $275,000. I hit next, and it's going to show me, well, if you sell your house at $500,000, it looks like you'll net about $188,000. Well, after pressing next down here, it's going to ask me how much of that I want to put towards my new home. I can put the full 188,000 of it, or let's say, you know, I only want to put 150 towards this new home, or 160. I can even type it in if I want. I want to put 160,000 of my net on selling my home towards this new home. And I press see result, and it's actually going to show them what price home they could get based on that being 20%, based on that 160,000 representing 20%, 10%, or if it was only going to represent 3.5%, what priced home they could get. And if they want to contact me, this is where we're going to capture that lead and email it to whichever one of you has posted this. So this information goes back to the agent who posted this lead gen calculator. So that is that upsizing lead gen calculator. I do want to leave it if we need to answer any questions or anything, but I wanted to show you guys all that new stuff that we've loaded into your app. Any questions that
yes, there are questions actually. So let me go ahead and start. Let's see. So one from Gloria earlier was, Michael, is the mortgage insurance rates updated?
So yes, it should be. That's something that we work closely with the Pacific Coast team to update. And like I said, with some of that information in regards to the taxes and stuff, that's pulled automatically, but we do maintain the fees for you guys.
Okay. Another one is, it does not, okay. How do you get to the address part? I guess somebody, when you're showing, when you're inputting the address, they wanted to know how to get to the address area.
Yeah, definitely. So on your, I'm going to press this refresh icon up here at the top of the screen. That'll start me over fresh. It'll ask if I want to clear all fields and start a new estimate. But by refreshing, you'll see that at the top of the screen, that's where you'll find that add address button. And that is where you can go to add in your address and activate that home link feature. And that'll be the same on the buyer or seller side of the app. You just add the address at the top of the screen where it says add address.
Okay, another is this nationwide?
So I believe Pacific Coast is only available in California, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Okay, perfect. Another question was, they just purchased the premium, so how do they start? They still see their rep as opposed to themselves.
Okay, so at the bottom, that is going to be the rep tab. That just shows your rep so that you can contact your rep. So that's going to show your rep tab. But if you've paid for premium, then you should get that premium section and you should start being able to share all that content. One thing you might want to do is reset your app. So if you double tap your home screen, or your home button, if you're using an older iPad or on newer iPhones and such, you'll pull up from the bottom halfway and it'll show your active apps, and just close out that app by swiping up on it and then reopen it by clicking on it, and that'll reload it. It should automatically give you access to that premium content, but that is how you can relaunch your app.
And do you mind providing the cost again for the premium?
Yeah, definitely. So premium costs 99 cents a month, or if you want to pay for the full year, you can pay $9.99. And if you do that on an Apple device, it'll all take place through your app store. And if you want to put a card on instead, you can go to pacificcoastagent.com and log in there. There's a login button in the top right corner. And from there, when you go to premium, you can actually add a credit card instead of handling it through your app store.
Okay. So another one was, they can't get to the marketing. So the marketing is only under premium, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And let's see. Okay, I think, is it only for Apple users?
No, we have an Android app, we have Apple app, and it is available on your laptop or desktop computer as well by going to that website I mentioned earlier, pacificcoastagent.com. When you go to that website on a larger screen, like your laptop or desktop computer, there's going to be an option to download the app. The download site will actually look like this. I'll go ahead and pull it up. It'll look the same way on desktop, except for it'll show a desktop computer. But PacificCoastAgent.com. If I go to that website, we can press the Get the App button, and on a desktop or a laptop, it'll show instead a laptop here, where it'll also say Get the App, and that can download it to your computer. But on the laptop and desktop version, there's also a login button in the top right corner if you just want to log into the web portal and you don't want to actually download it to your computer.
Okay, so you can sign up from the desktop version as well.
Correct.
Okay. And based on the lead capture, how does the lead capture work?
So that is where they'll have to press that lead capture button. So at the end of the lead gen calculator, there will be a button that has some call to action for the consumer. On some of the buyer ones, it says want to see homes in this price range. On the seller ones, it says I believe it says how much, or do you want to find out how much you can make on the sale of your home? Here on this upsizing one, let's go ahead and pull that back up again. Let's say, $450,000 home price. We owe 180. I just want to get to the end here. Contact me for more info. This is where it'll capture that lead. So when they press that, that's where they're able to give your name and email. And when they press send, that gets emailed directly to you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Jorge, Anthony, anything else? No? If not, let's go
No,
ahead
no.
and have Francine.
Francine, yes, we like free stuff, so that's
Go
why
ahead and
everybody's
introduce yourself,
here.
Francine. Unmute yourself. There we go. And introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone, again. I'm Francine from Cutco Closing Gifts. For those of you who I have not had the opportunity to meet, I did recently have a baby, so I'm just getting my brain working again, so bear with me. But I'm going to share with you the Cutco Closing Gift Program, and then I'll also discuss the raffle at the very end. So you might be asking yourself, what do knives have to do with the real estate market and community? Well, according to Mike Ferry, he says that about 80% of people say that they would use their agents again if only they could remember them. And according to NAR, only about 9% of the population are actually able to name their agent after 2 years. So our job and our goal is to help you create that long-term strategic branding with your clients. What are some more popular gifts, like gift baskets, gift cards, bottles of wine, all which are fun because they're free, but they don't really create the long-term value between the agent and their clients. So again, our job is to help maintain that long-term relationship. We do that by taking the Cutco product, we engrave it with your name and logo onto the items, and these then become 100% tax deductible because it's considered marketing and advertising. So legally 100% tax deductible. The Cutco products are American made, have a forever guarantee. So it's something that your clients can use on a regular basis. Every time they use it, they think of you, associate you with quality. And if you're wondering whether or not these gifts will get used, we had done extensive research and found that all of your clients, they have a kitchen and they all eat food. So they're going to use them. Now, what we do is we send you a minimum of 6 of the gift sets. That way you have your stock ready, saves you on shipping, makes it an easy system in place. And we can take your total split over a 6-month period if you like. And again, it's to create easy gifting for you as an agent. Now, I'm gonna put this info in the chat box. So what we're gonna do, I like to reward people for taking action now. So if you have a closings coming up, if you may consider using our Cutco Closing Gift program in the future, or if you'd like to stock up on your gifts, what I would like you to do is pull out your cell phones. You're going to need them for the raffle as well. So go ahead and have your cell phones ready. My cell phone number will be in the chat box, and I went ahead and I listed that there. So if you have upcoming closing, may use our program in the future, or need to stock up on gifts, text me the word SHARP. That's to 562-715-8863. Again, text the word SHARP if that's you. For the people that take advantage of that, what I'm going to do is get you an additional Cutco gift that's outside of the raffle. Now, if you would like to be included in the raffle, go ahead and text the word raffle. And that will be just specifically for the raffle. So include your name and email address. That way I can get that taken care of for you and make sure that we send you the gift directly. So again, any upcoming closings, or may use our closing gift program in the future, or need to stock up on gifts, text me the word SHARP with your full name and email. And then to get entered into the raffle, text me the word raffle, again with your name and email address. And I will be sure to get that gift sent directly to you via mail. You all.
Thank you so much. Jorge, Anthony, any last words?
Don't miss tomorrow. Next week training. We have it's a great speaker. Great speaker is going to show you literally social media, how to market in social media. This pandemic is not going to be over anytime soon. So more than ever, we need to maximize these tools that we learned today to start using more social media and be more proactive. Just want to finish with saying that I don't know if you believe on COVID-19 or not. Just want to say it's very, very real. I was down for 5 weeks. It was pretty bad. The only good thing I got from COVID is I'm back to be skinny. I lost 26 pounds. Not the way you want to do it, but if I have to say something good, that's it. Guys, be very, very careful. You don't want to get sick. Anthony's my partner, and he was there for us. I always say that I think I'm alive because he was just there dropping stuff at the house, making sure that we're okay. Because my wife, she got sick too. So guys, be very, very careful. We lost our cousin. She was only 49 years old and she was healthy. So this is real. And I hope you guys don't think it's just a flu, because nothing to a flu.
Thank you,
guys. See you next Tuesday. Don't forget, Title Tuesday is back. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry to be so sensitive right now with this, but it was important for me to say that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jorge.
Thank you, Jorge. You're great.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Jorgito. You look great always. Title Tuesday. I like the shirt.
Thank you.
Welcome back,
Hey
Jorge.
guys, have a good day.
Go get him, everybody. Hi, Felicia.
Hi, everybody.
Great work, girl.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you, guys.